Echo. Play Skyrim.
Welcome back to Skyrim, adventurer. You were standing at a crossroads deciding where to go. In one direction is an abandoned tower, in the other is a spooky lighthouse. Where would you like to go?
The spooky lighthouse.
You meet a Red Guard explorer at the spooky lighthouse. He's lost an item of great sentimental value, a gift from the mad god, Sheogorath. He begs you to retrieve it for him. Will you lend your aid to this desperate explorer?
Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. The entrance to the cave is littered with bottles of skooma. Looks like some Khajiit were selling wares here. Will you venture in?
Of course.
After entering the chamber, you notice a vein of iron ore. You sigh. If only there were a way to turn it into gold. An adoring fan has been stalking you for weeks. He's harmless but so annoying. He really needs to die. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use spell.
Your raised zombie the adoring fan. Your foe falls at your undead thrall's hands. You begin to see why necromancy is banned in some provinces. You are victorious. Your health is at 100. There are 3 paths forward, a makeshift ladder, a rotating stone door, and a minecart path. Which do you choose?
The makeshift ladder.
You move deeper into the cave. Roots poke through the cave's rocky ceiling and a trickle of fresh water flows down them. A young mage appears in front of you. He smells of death. It's a necromancer. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Futhro Da. Unrelenting force smashes into your foe. The apprentice necromancer commands his zombie skeever to attack, but it misses. What would you like to do?
Use weapon.
Your dagger pierces the chest of the apprentice necromancer. You expand the necromancer's knowledge of death by providing them with invaluable first-hand experience on the topic. You survived the battle. Your health is at 100. There are 2 ways forward, a faintly glowing tunnel and a foggy deadwood path. Which do you choose?
The foggy deadwood path.
You move deeper into the cave. After entering the chamber, you notice a vein of iron ore. You sigh. If only there were a way to turn it into gold. You feel an otherworldly heat. An apprentice fire mage stands before you.
Another one?
He seems unsure of his skills. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your raised zombie the apprentice fire mage. Your foe has some resistance to that attack. Your magicka swells with arcane power. Your magic skill has increased to level 8.
Heck yeah.
The apprentice fire mage attacks, but misses. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Futhro Da. Your unrelenting force tosses the apprentice fire mage into the air. He crashes to the ground. The apprentice fire mage never gets back up. That's what you get for messing with the Dovahkiin. You have triumphed. You have 100 health. There are 3 paths forward, a minecart path, a mushroom-covered tunnel, and a pitch-black tunnel. Which do you choose?
The mushroom-covered tunnel.
You move deeper into the cave. The tunnel narrows as you head deeper into the cave. How long is this quest? Whether man or beast, your next foe will taste your blade before the night is done. You accidentally step on a flower. A furious spriggan roars and charges madly towards you. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Well, someone has to taste my blade. Use weapon.
Your dagger cuts the spriggan. Your foe has some resistance to that attack.
Dang it.
Your skill with arms has increased to level 9.
Heck yeah.
The spriggan attacks, but misses. What would you like to do?
Shout.
Yoel. Your fire breath burns the spriggan. The spriggan
Oh.
attacks you wildly. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Shout.
Yoel. Your shout becomes fire, scorching the spriggan. The spriggan attacks you wildly. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Take a potion.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Can I take a potion?
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
I guess not. Let's attack with weapon.
You can attack with weapon,
I said
cast
that!
spell,
Oh my
use
gosh.
shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your dagger eviscerates the spriggan. The spriggan collapses into inert taproot. You have triumphed. You have 80 health. You loot the spriggan's remains, find a steel greatsword, and cast aside your old weapon. You pick up the gift from the mad god, Sheogorath, determined to return it to its rightful owner. You hop down a ledge and find yourself at the cave's entrance. Neat. The Red Guard explorer thanks you for retrieving his gift from the mad god, Sheogorath. How could he live with it? As a reward, he gives you a large leather sack. Embroidered on the bag are the words, "I am sworn to carry your burdens." After heading out on the road, you stop to transmute iron into gold several times, then blacksmith it into rings, enchant said rings with fortify sneak and sell them around town. You venture out again and arrive at a crossroads. In one direction is a Daedric shrine, in the other is an isolated shack. Where would you like to go?
The Daedric Shrine?
At the Daedric shrine, an Altmer priest greets you. He desperately needs you to retrieve the Star of Azura from a haunted cave. Will you help the Altmer priest?
Heck yeah.
Will you help the Altmer priest?
Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. The cave is dark, gloomy. You take out one of the lit torches you keep in your pack and proceed. Are you ready to face the peril ahead?
I am.
Are you ready to face the peril ahead?
I am ready.
Are you ready to face the peril
Oh
ahead?
my gosh. Yes.
Cracked pottery lines the walls. Inside, you find bone meal in a single septum. Your hair stands on end. An apprentice storm mage stands before you. He seems unsure of his skills. You can attack with weapon, cast spell.